Hello everyone, this is Drew from Best of Us Investors working with Mark on the Platinum Trading platform. As you may know, if you have been a subscriber on the channel for some time now, Mark, who has been successfully investing for over 40 years and warned us to get out of the market in 2021 November when the market was at its peak, is now helping our subscribers on swing trades, analyzing more than 1,000 companies each week based on 10 indicators and sharing the ticker symbols of the stock that are set up for good uptrends every day, along with weekly Zoom calls for Q&As with the members. So if you may be interested in this service, please make sure you check the link in the description below. Now, this week was quite an exciting week with Nvidia's earnings coming out and raising the whole market, and we also did have a great week of swing trading. And wanted to share a couple of swing trades that made us more than $2,000 this week. Now, for our service, we have a major watch list where Mark goes over and analyzes 1,000 stocks each week based on his 10 indicators and selects the stocks that satisfy all his 10 indicators. Now, as you can see here, if you were to trade 100 shares of the stocks that were mentioned by Mark on our major watch list and sold when the sell alert went out, you would have made $4,225 this month. And if you have been following Mark starting from January this year, you would have made over $15,000. Now, I do want to remind you that this is not financial advice, and Mark is not recommending the members to buy or sell any stocks, but he is doing all the research, all the analysis for the members, and sharing over 20 to 25 stocks each week along with his sell alerts as a resource so that the members can make a better decision on their swing trades, hoping that all our members can make great profits and also minimize their losses if the market goes down for some reason. So with that, let's look into our first stock for the week. The first stock that was listed on our major watch list was Arista Networks, ticker symbol ANET. This stock was first shared at $143.91, which would be this area in the graph when it closed above the 9 SMA. Now, as you can see here, due to Nvidia's earnings and the AI momentum, Arista Networks also had a huge run up touching the 50 SMA, and this is when Mark sent out a sell signal at $154, preserving over 7% in profits, or $1,009 if you would have traded 100 shares. Now, Mark is risk averse and tries to make profits on as many trades as possible and not willing to take the risk. So he did go on and take the profits in this trade when the stock had a huge run up, but also mentioned that the indicators are still in an uptrend momentum, and for those that are more risk tolerant, you could sell half the position and leave the remaining half in the trade to catch the remaining upside. Now, as you can see here, the stock has gone up all the way to $170 on Friday. So if you were more risk tolerant and waited until Friday and took the profits, you could have made $1,600 with 100 shares. However, again, Mark provides all the resources and sell alerts for the members, but the decision would be made by the individual based on their risk tolerance. So for the second stock, this would be FS Incorporation, ticker symbol FFIV. This stock was shared at $137.66, which would be this area in the graph. And ever since then, it has been nicely moving upward following the 9 SMA and is now touching the 200 SMA, which is a very important area. Mark will be following the stock to see if it rises above the 200 SMA, which would be a very bullish sign, or whether it gets rejected at this area and falls even under the 9 SMA. And of course, Mark will send out sell alerts if his indicators point out a downtrade as soon as it is detected. Now, if you would have traded 100 shares when it was mentioned on our list and sold it on Friday, you would have made $1,100 with these 100 shares. Now, for our last trade, we actually had a loss, but was able to minimize our loss due to Mark's sell alert and by setting a stop loss, which Mark always recommends for any trade. So this third stock would be Amicus Therapeutics, ticker symbol FOLD. And as you can see here, the stock was first shared at $11.80 when the stock closed above the 9 SMA, with the other indicators pointing to an uptrend momentum. But as you can see in the graph, the stock had a huge dip down all the way to $11, but we were able to sell at $11.45, where the stop loss was set near the 9 SMA. That actually minimized our loss to a total of $35 if you would have traded 100 shares and saved us from this huge downtrend. Thanks to Mark's sell alert, we were able to get out of this trade with a loss of only $35 and therefore is now available to use that money to do other trades rather than being stuck in a trade with a huge loss. So again, Mark does all the research and chart analysis and shares it with the members so they can make better decisions. But ultimately the decision would be made by each individual based on their own risk tolerance. So with that, if you're interested in these swing trade updates, daily ticker suggestions, educational content, and live Q&A with Mark on a weekly basis, make sure you join our Platinum member in the description below so that we can make it through this tough market together. I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the weekly Zoom calls so that we could share great insights together. Thank you very much and see you on our next update video.